Like, people don't realize when you get a dog from a breeder, you're essentially buying into that breeder's bloodline, right? So that's why, like, when I'm searching for dogs, whether the breeder just started breeding or whether the breeder's been doing it for a very long time, I'm looking at the bloodline of those dogs because of the fact that that's essentially what you're buying into. You're not just buying a German Shepherd. You're not just buying a Frenchie. You're not just buying a bully.
I got you right now. What's going on, bully fam?
What's going on, bully fam? It's your boy, the educator, the scientist, Mr. Del Muscle Line Bulls, bringing y'all another episode of Breeders Hacks. Yet again, we in the car, so we said, hey, we'll just shoot a few episodes while we're driving, right? One of the topics I really wanted to cover, like, people don't realize when you get a dog from a breeder, you're essentially buying into that breeder's bloodline, right? So that's why, like, when I'm searching for dogs, whether the breeder just started breeding or whether the breeder's been doing it for a very long time, I'm looking at the bloodline of those dogs because of the fact that that's essentially what you're buying into. You're not just buying a German Shepherd. You're not just buying a Frenchie. You're not just buying a bully. Like, I'll give you an example. It's like when you buy an exotic bully from me, you're buying generations of what I've been working to have now. You're not just buying a puppy, but you're buying a piece of what we've been working for years, you know? And then, like I said, it could be a new breeder that you buy the dog from, but then I would look at who are the dogs that particular breeder purchased. Did he buy a puppy from Double Muscle Line Bulls? Did he buy a puppy from Garden State, the Bully Camp line? The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's one of the biggest things that I look at is, like, how long, how many generations has the blood been worked, and what are the dogs in the pedigree, because you're kind of essentially buying a piece of that person's hard work over the past however many years it may be, you know? And you're talking about generations, ideally, right? Like when you buy, for example, a working German Shepherd or a working Rottweiler or whatever the breed it may be, you're usually buying generations of dogs that have been proven to meet the standard, whatever the standard it may be. Every dog breed has its own standard. And it's not just working breeds. Like, it's breeds, for example, it could be a toy breed, you know, like the miniature poodles and things like that, or it could be companion breeds. Like, there's a standard usually for every breed. Otherwise, there's usually not really much of a registry for it. But besides the point, what I'm just saying is, typically when you're buying a dog, don't look at it, especially from a breeder's perspective, don't look at it like, I'm just buying this dog, I'm just buying that dog. Like, for me, the last dog that I purchased, it was like, I'm buying generations of what June had done. You know what I'm saying? The work that he had put into in order to get the dogs to look the way they look today, you know, or whether it's a working class breeder that, you know, he's taken the best of the best as far as his working lines of dogs and continuously bred them to each other. So now you have offspring, not off of just the parents, but potentially the grandparents, and the list goes on. Just like Zaza, right? The Borbal that I have, right? That's another great example. And y'all should all know, because I did an episode showing us going to pick her up and things like that, and she comes from generations of Borbal, generations of dogs that are very, very good with their family, at the same time are willing to defend and lay their lives down for their family, very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? These are all characteristics and traits that are bred for every generation. So that's the mindset that I want you to have going into when you're purchasing a dog. You know, is the breeder taking these things into consideration? If the breeder's just throwing two dogs together, you may want to think twice before buying that dog from that person. But if they're a real legitimate breeder, you know firsthand, Wilson, like you see, like with George, like those are his kids. Like, that's like, yo, like this dog came off of this dog, came off of this dog, that all off of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a piece of that person's DNA, the DNA of the dogs that they've been working to achieve. So let's just say it like this. I produce a litter of dogs off of, you know, I've been working my dogs, say, for like 10 years. And now you're buying something that took me 10 years to get to that point. And you're just coming in and buying that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's also now a value between, some breeders will ask a certain price. Like for me, if you're buying something that is like a breeding I've been working so hard to produce, and I finally get it, and they're all hitters, Like that's why I would ask for a higher price, is because like this was something very hard and difficult to create. I mean, and the same thing kind of goes like with the Frenchies and like what they got going on now with the DNA. It's like it's taken so many generations to be able to get Frenchies that look like Frenchies with the DNA that they're using. So like I said, guys, that's just something I want you to have in mind acquiring the dog, is like you're not just buying that one particular dog, but it's DNA and all the dogs that come behind it and all the dogs that breeder put into that one dog. So you could have a dog, it might have a weaker rear, but if it comes from dogs that have been known to have really, really, really strong rears, then most likely that dog will throw you, nice rears. Just breed it to other females that have nice rears, especially if the dog has everything else that you want. So that's how you have to look at it, is like you're not just getting this one dog. You're getting the dog and all the DNA that comes along with it. Yeah, just think about that when you're looking to purchase dogs. Looks is definitely a must. You got to look at the phenotype. Got to look at the dog and make sure the dog looks like a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler, a Boxer, whatever the case may be. That it has breed type, that it looks like it has the characteristics, has the traits, so on and so forth. Silhouette, all those things. But at the same time, now when you're fine tuning to what breeders you want to go with, look at the breeders who have taken the time and understand the ingredients that have gone in to the dog, because those are the ingredients that you'll be inheriting moving forward. I think this was a cool pep talk. This was a talk that me and my mentor had at one point in time, so I thought it was just cool just sharing that conversation we had with you guys. I hope this information was helpful. I hope it was useful. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Breeders Hacks. Make sure y'all drop a comment down below. All right, guys.